Hello, ladies and gentlemen. How are y'all doing? Okay, so for my Spain trip finale, I am doing my video outside for y'all. But the only problem is that it is incredibly windy outside, and in Massachusetts, it shouldn't be windy except during the winter time. Okay, when we get like the stinking blizzards. Okay, but now the wind is just going nuts. And I was supposed to have a fire today with my family. Obviously, keeping the quarantine, social distancing guidelines involved and included. But it might not happen. So hopefully this wind dies down from now until 4 o'clock. So that way we can actually get this fire going. Okay, we can have a good time. We can get some hot dogs cooking. And we just can have a great Sunday with the fam. Okay, since it is Mother's Day. Okay, so if you're a mother watching this, happy Mother's Day. Okay. We are incredibly thankful for each and every one of you and everything that you do. So, the main point that I want to do today is continue the point about simplicity, okay? And it is incredible how small the world really is and how, unified the world really is and how we're basically all in this together and how, the world is essentially one, okay? So, the story that I really want to talk about that includes that is how at one point during the hike on the Camino de Santiago, we stopped to take a picture of a tree farm because it was really neat the way they had this farm set up. Okay, all these trees were really, really big trees, and they were all just these perfect rows and columns, and these trees were huge already, and it was just neat how everything was just set up the way it was. So we stopped, we took pictures, we're talking a little bit about it, and I had my hat on that had the Red Sox logo on one side of it from a race I did a few years back that where I raised over $1,000 to help veterans with health issues and disabilities and all of that, and all of the money that I raised somehow, some way interacted with them, it impacted them so that they were able to be on a path to better health, and they were able to overcome their whatever disability they may be having at the moment, which was awesome. Okay, I had a great experience with it. I was super happy to help the veterans out, especially being in a family that is full of veterans. And what was neat about the race is I ran about 6 miles. Okay, it started on one of the roads right beside Fenway Park. The finish line for it was on home plate at Fenway Park, and I could go on and on about the incredible experience that it was. But in order to keep with the story, I'll save that story for another moment, okay? So the hat that I was wearing throughout the hike, it had the Red Sox logo on one side of it. And so when we stopped to take these pictures, there were a group of ladies to my right, and they looked at me and they said, "Hey, are you a Red Sox fan?" I was like, "Yeah, of course. I live in Massachusetts, right near Boston. Okay, I love the Red Sox. I go to the Sox games all the time." Okay, so huge shout out to any of you who may be watching this. If you're an executive of the Red Sox, okay, I'm there all the time, so you might as well give me a sweet box at this point because I've given so much money to the team, so that would be much appreciated. And so the ladies and I got to talking, and it turns out, so the ladies were like, "Okay, so where are you from?" I was like, more towards Central Mass, and they were like, "Okay, so are we." And I said, "Hey, I'm from Oxford. The small town Oxford, Massachusetts. I live right down the road from a grocery store." And they were like, "Oh my!" And I graduated from this high school named St. John's High School. It's the best private high school in Central Massachusetts. And they were like, oh my gosh, that is absolutely insane. We live right near you, okay? And not only do we live right near you, we live. One of the ladies' uncles, okay, was one of the top quarterbacks for my high school's football team, okay? So I was just absolutely shocked by that. I mean, and it was a good kind of shock too. I was so happy and so energetic that I had to travel over the Atlantic Ocean over to Spain just to meet these incredible human beings, okay? And it just made me so happy. And for the rest of the hike, we kept bumping into them, we kept saying hello, we kept talking, we had some great talks. And so the finish line of where we were going was in Santiago on the hike, okay? And like I was mentioning in my previous recordings was that, I really wanted to answer some of those deep why questions about, why I never died at the age of 3 like I should have. Why I, witnessed 2 deaths right in front of me. And these 2 people that died right in front of me, ladies and gentlemen, these 2 guys were like some of my best friends that I've ever had, and some of the closest, relatives that I had. So watching them, pass away right in front of me was like just absolutely devastating. So my big question was, why did it happen? What was my reason for being there? What was the reason for them going? And although, I never really found the answer to that question, that was a lesson in itself. That sometimes, we might not find the answers immediately, or we might not find, immediate success, but that's okay. It's important to continue to pursue it, because at some point during our life, we will get the answer, even though it might not be, right this second. So that's the great thing about life, is that, it's all about the journey and not sometimes necessarily the destination. So, towards the end of my life, I'll reflect on this journey, and who knows, I'll probably find the answer at some point in my journey that, I just don't have right now, which will be great. So, an important note to make is that these 2 gentlemen that passed away right in front of me, they were like just these 2 really classic Irish guys, okay? And so, we were walking into the city. The city was like incredible, by the way. A lot of like really neat side streets and really neat shops and storefronts and really neat architecturally styled buildings. And there was this major church that symbolizes the ending of the Camino de Santiago. Absolutely incredible church. It was a beautiful church, huge too. It was wicked big, and we were just about to reach the courtyard that was the official ending of the Camino de Santiago, and I heard these classic, bagpipes playing. And there was just one guy there playing the bagpipes, playing this really beautiful song. And like I just mentioned, I was thinking, throughout the whole trip, I was just thinking about these 2 guys that passed away right in front of me, and I just broke down in tears. Okay, so because to me, it was a reminder that no matter what we're doing, no matter how much pain we may be in, no matter how much I might be struggling mentally and physically, that these guys were here with me no matter what. Okay, and throughout the week, I kind of forgot that notion. So it was just an extremely important reminder that no matter what I'm going through, these guys were here with me every single step of the way. And just the fact that, I went through this whole entire week struggling with, on every single level, and just, hear that and then walk into the courtyard, see this just incredible church, and then also see all of these other people walking in the same courtyard from a whole bunch of different trails, and everybody was from a different country. Just to see them celebrating for the incredible feat that they just accomplished, it just brought so much joy that I can't even describe it. And hopefully someday I can find a way just to describe the emotion and joy that it brought me, to see that not only did I complete this most incredible journey, but other people that accomplished it as well. And so for the rest of the day and for the rest of that evening, my friends and I went around the city. We were able to do a ton of shopping and, just check out all these incredible sights. And there was one day on the trip when we met this guy named Mike, and Mike was incredible. Okay, he was from San Antonio, Texas. So if any of you know a Mike from San Antonio, Texas, that has done the Camino de Santiago, and he did the full journey too. He did the full 30-day journey. So if any of y'all know him, make sure he reaches out to me, because I've been trying to find him on Facebook. But the problem with Facebook is they have 1 billion different mics, and they have 1 trillion different people from San Antonio, Texas. Okay, so I'll try to keep looking for him. But if any of you know Mike from San Antonio that's done the Camino de Santiago, just let me know. All right, I'd love to see him again because he was an incredible human being, and he taught us some very incredible lessons in the short time that we knew him. And because he was saying how multiple times throughout his journey, he got several blisters on his feet, and a couple times he should have been hospitalized for it. But he said to us just a simple lesson. He said, sometimes it's okay for you just to take a breath and stop. Even if it's for a couple hours, even if it's for a day, it's okay to stop at some points in the journey and just rest. And just listen to yourself, listen to your body, listen to what your body's trying to tell you, because your body's sending signals to you, and it's your body signals and it's God signals of way of just telling you it's okay to take a break in the journey. It's all about the journey, and it's all about not necessarily about the destination. Okay, and so that was just amazing. So if you see Mike, if you know Mike from San Antonio, again, let me know, because Mike was just an incredible human being, and I would love to meet up with him again and say, just keep talking with him. So that's another challenge for you. Okay, just let me know. And so it was nice because there was one storefront one store that we were in. Okay, I was honestly kind of upset that day because I hadn't seen Mike that day, and I really wanted to be able to say goodbye to him before we left Spain, because it would probably be a time where we would never see him again unless any of y'all tell me if you know Mike from San Antonio. So I wanted to at least give one more goodbye to him. And I hadn't seen them, and it's probably 8 o'clock that night. Still hadn't seen him. And all of a sudden, I see a guy walk past our store that we were in that looked just like Mike. So I looked at one of my friends. I'm like, "Hey, is that Mike? Is that Mike? Is that Mike?" And my friend just started yelling, "Mike, Mike, Mike!" And he came in, and it was him. Okay, and we talked for almost an hour right in that store, and we could kind of tell that the manager of the store was kind of starting to get pissed off at us because we were standing inside there for so long, and we ended up not buying anything in there anyway. So, oh well. But it was great to see him. Okay, and this whole entire trip, was able to bring me back to just myself, taking care of myself. And the whole idea of, just the whole idea of simplicity, I really want to stress that, okay? Because we're in a world right now that revolves around technology, or revolves around being so connected with each other, and, so focused on such big and complex things that we oftentimes in our daily lives, we often forget to take a step back, and we often forget, just to live simple lives, live simply, live humbly, and just, and walking is such an important tool to use in order to bring that back. Okay, so I recommend, even if it's for 20 minutes, a day, or even an hour, just put yourself on somewhere where you can't, reach it, turn it off, and just go outside and walk in nature. Whether it's in the city, whether it's in the woods, wherever. Okay, just go out at least for 20 minutes and just walk. Even if it's with somebody as well, but put your phones away and walk. Okay, because it'll just make you appreciate life a heck of a lot more. Okay, and so on the flight back, we had a couple flights in Spain. Okay, here comes the wind again. I apologize for it. It's just nothing I can do about it. So we had a couple flights within Spain. Okay, and so when we got to the last airport in Spain, in order to catch our main flight back from Spain to Miami, Florida, we're getting to our gate to hop on that major airplane for American Airlines, and for some reason, I was coming back to my home country, but for some reason, the America thought I already gotten through several security checkpoints at that point. Okay, I had nothing going against me, and for some reason though, American Airlines wanted to do an extra layer of screening on me just to ensure that I wasn't a security threat. Now, why would I be a security threat when I just did the Camino de Santiago? I basically had nothing on me. Okay, I was going back to my home country. So what made them think that I would be some kind of security threat to my own home country? Okay, but anyway, they gave an extra level of security for me. Okay, and obviously they found nothing. So I was like, okay, that was an incredible waste of time. Okay, an incredible waste of my time when I could have been hanging out with my friends. Okay, so they did that. They found nothing. We got on the plane. We spent, got the large portion of the trip done, and my, just absolutely brilliant mind made the investment of getting this system where I can get, the TSA pre-check as well as expedited. I can go through special lines in order to get, through customs and all of that, just so I don't have to wait in those ridiculous lines. I can just breeze right on through because they're. So I blew through customs with this special program that I got. So that was great. So I had to wait forever for my friends, but that was okay. I didn't mind waiting on my own. It's a nice time to use some peace and quiet in the airport. And plus, for some reason, I have a very, very difficult time sleeping on planes. So I was already a little grumpy to begin with. And so, my friends got up to me. They got their bags. They got their stuff, and then we went over to our next gate to get our flight from Miami to Greensboro, North Carolina. And we got back to my school's campus safely, and I have to tell you, I probably slept like 15 hours that night. Okay, because we got back to our campus on a Saturday, and we still had that Sunday to recoup and get ourselves ready for the academic day that following Monday. And so I slept incredibly well, and it was great having my room to my own, so I could just decompress, reconcile my thoughts, and then start that Monday morning on a positive note. Okay, so needless to say, my Spain journey was absolutely incredible. Okay, and this will conclude my Spain trip. But the next time I start up my traveling videos, okay, so we're gonna have a ton more of these video updates because I have traveled all around the world. So the next trip I'll be talking about is my family extravaganza to the tropical island in the beautiful island of St. Lucia. Okay, so be on the lookout for that, and then be on the lookout for my sports updates starting again on Monday, which is tomorrow. Okay, we'll be having our regular Monday MLB update. Okay, so get excited for that because obviously I love baseball. We all love baseball, and there's a lot of interesting topics to talk about the baseball right now, especially with the coronavirus going on. So again, this concludes my Spain trip. We'll be talking about St. Lucia the next time we do the travel updates, and get ready for baseball tomorrow, okay, guys? But until then, peace out from the Stady Dream Team, and glad y'all are on this journey with me, and I'm glad I'm on this journey with y'all, and we'll catch y'all soon, all right?